Okay. So sitting comfortably, we're going to make a mudra where we interlace just at the first knuckle. So we're just going to interlace that first knuckle of the hand. Right finger is in closest to the heart. And then we'll gently bring the thumbs together, actually kind of making the shape of a heart here. So I've just gently interlaced the fingers with the right finger towards me, just to that first knuckle, thumbs together. This is the Purna Hridaya mudra, the mudra of the full heart. So you can let the shoulders release back and down. Feel yourself rooting in gently to both sits bones. And there's just so much going on. There's so much for our hearts, our minds, our bodies to absorb right now. So I just thought today might be a good day to honor listening, which is actually very active. My bosses used to ask me, why aren't you doing something? And I said, I am doing something. I'm listening. I'm listening first to inform my action. So we can listen to our heart. We can create more space in our heart today for our feelings and sensations. So you can close your eyes here if you'd like. I'm going to mute everybody, and just for anyone who's joined us, we're working with a mudra that involves interlacing at the first knuckle here and the thumbs together. Let's check and make sure everyone is. Yay. Mute myself. Good. So there's just a lot going on. So if this mudra becomes uncomfortable, you can let the hands rest in front of the heart. As always, you can let it go and find a comfortable position for your hands. You could let the hands rest in your lap if that feels right for you today. Eyes are open or closed. So this helps support that third sheath, that third kosha, our psycho-emotional body. Those 5 sheaths are the physical body, the energetic body, the psycho-emotional body, wisdom body, and bliss body. So just kind of right in the middle here, that third sheath, Manomaya kosha. So this full heart, Purna means full, Hridaya means heart, supports the opening of our subtle heart by expanding the breath in the chest, side ribs, and upper back, expanding breath capacity. Just feeling your beating heart inside your rib cage, feeling your rib cage supporting your heart. The heart opening cultivated by this gesture enhances our ability to embrace thoughts and feelings, welcoming them more easily. So all of those thoughts and feelings we may be having right now, not pushing them away, the uncomfortable thoughts and feelings, the angry thoughts and feelings, the sad thoughts and feelings, just honoring them, creating a place, and letting the rhythmic flow of the breath cultivated by this gesture create a point of focus where your mind can rest there in the heart, allowing us to explore our emotional dimension more easily. This mudra also lengthens the inhaling breath, which can instill a feeling of uplifting energy. It cultivates energy and vitality that supports us, as I've said before, in being present with our feelings, welcoming our feelings, even the unpleasant ones. And it also lengthens the exhaling breath, which allows us to release tension from the heart center. So we're breathing in, instilling some energy, creating space to welcome all those emotions, and then exhaling to allow ourselves to release any tension. This is also a good mudra for enhancing our immunity, improving our breath capacity, releasing constriction from the chest. I don't know about you, but I do need some releasing the constriction around the chest. I need to find that opening. can release the hands, let that palms rest face down on your thighs, just taking a few moments to absorb and be present. Just to honor whatever's going on for you today without pushing it away, without holding on to it too tightly. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice today, you can bring your hands to your heart center. Just finding the courage to listen, just finding the courage to act in a way that's right for you as we face these really difficult, challenging times, and being compassionate to ourselves as we face and step forward. All right, so option to change the cross of your legs if you're sitting cross-legged, opportunity to grab a block if you'd like and come into hero pose, a little more intense, but a nice stretch for the legs. You could bring the heels outside the hips. I'm actually sitting on just one block. You could use a pillow or a stack of books. So I'm not sitting on my heels, they're outside. You could even sit up a little bit and roll the calves out a little bit. Knees are closer together, so we don't want the knees out towards the edge of the mat. We want the knees a little closer together, feeling that internal rotation. So option, total option here. Inhale, we'll reach the arms up and overhead. Good, exhale, take a twist. Good. Let's stay here, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling to float the arms up. You can have your arms in more of a V or more overhead. See what works for you today. Exhaling to twist to the left. Just an easy twist here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale to twist. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up. Take one more round on your own. I'm not going to cue here, so just staying with your breath. When you're ready, inhale, reach the arms back to center, and then exhale, we're going to draw the arms, elbows towards the back wall, shoulders retracting lightly, and inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, draw down. Good, let's switch that up. Let's inhale. Actually, let's go ahead and bring the hands to the heart center. Good. Let's take an inhale here and draw the elbows back there. That feels a little better. So feel a little stretch through the front of the shoulders and exhaling, hands to heart. If you need to change the position of your legs at any time, feel free to do so. Good. Inhaling to feel a little heart opening, elbows draw back, shoulders gently retract. Good. And exhaling, hands to heart. Take one more here. And this is finding that connection to the thread of your breath. All right, coming out, if you joined me in hero pose and need to shake the legs out. It feels good to just check in with them, give them a little clap. You could make a little fist and just wake everything up. You could jiggle the legs, take a few circles with your ankles, point and flex. Ooh, wake up those legs. They're pretty woken up. They're just feeling that tingly yum. All right, we're going to go ahead and come onto your belly, coming into Sphinx pose. So come onto your forearms. Good, let the top of the feet rest on the floor. Elbows about shoulder distance apart. Good. Gently drawing the abdominals away from the floor and feeling the pubic bone get a little heavier. As you exhale, turn the chin towards the right or whatever side you turn it towards. Inhale, center. Exhale, release the chin. Ooh, that nice stretch in the back of the upper traps. Inhaling forward and then exhale to turn to the left. Inhaling center, exhale, release. Good. So see if you can let the shoulders depress, drop away from the ears, and just work one more time or two more times as you turn your head to one side. Come to center. Drop the chin. And come on back to center. Good. All right. I'm going to drop the chin here. So if you're working with your elbows a little in front of the shoulders, try to bring them back, or you can skip this one and just you could lay on your belly if you wanted to. Good. So elbows under the shoulders. We're going to press down firmly with the forearms. Release the top of the head to the floor. Keep the core engaged. Good. And then we're going to round, take a cat stretch through the upper back. So we're finding that flexion through the upper back. And working right here, feel the core engaged, abdominals drawing up towards the hips, tailbone drawing back towards the heels. So stay right here. This is a lot of work. I'm shaking a little bit. Or if you want, you can lift the hips and knees. Coming into that unsupported plank. The chin can still be dropped lightly. And then carefully set the knees and hips down. Come back into your upper back extension, your cow tilt. Woo. And then bring the hands under the shoulders. Press yourself into table pose. Good. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Starting here in our table pose with just a little protraction. So we're drawing the shoulders up, heart is dropping, and retraction, slightly doming the upper back. So you're just feeling the heart lift and lower. We want to keep a neutral distance between the ears and the mid-back with the shoulders. So let's come back to neutral. And just notice if your shoulders are curled up or you want them more back, less closer to the ears. Good. And then a few more. Retract, protract. And then continuing on here into a few cat-cow breaths, inhaling to your full cow tilt, exhaling to your cat stretch. Moving with compassion, moving with courage today, courage and compassion. So you have the courage to come to your mat today. Such a good practice and such a good discipline to show up. If there's any other movement that feels good here, you can take that. Good. Circling the hips a little or swaying side to side. Let's take a little stretch for the back of the wrists here. So sitting back for a moment, bring the fingertips to the palm, press the creases of your fingers together. So option A, you can just start to straighten the arms towards me and you'll feel a nice stretch for the back of the hands. Or you can come forward, keeping that engagement in the core, pressing the back of the hands into the floor. Good, and then finding any amount of bend or straightness in the elbows to give you the stretch you need. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, and then release. All right, so we're going to work with a moving revolved child here. So just take a moment to feel the balance on your shins. Hips over shins, shins heavy. Inhale, we're going to reach that right arm up and we're going to try to rotate the rib cage just slightly here that first time without like sinking over to one side. So it's really about just coming up as far as you can and rotate the rib cage. Might not be that far. Exhaling to slide the hand under, touch the right cheek to the floor. Inhale, come on back up and press through that left hand. I want you to feel the tricep, feel the rotation. So you're trying to keep the hips square over the heels. Exhale through. Good, so we're not going to stay. We're just going to move a few times here. Taking a little more of a Pilates take on this nice upper back opener, making a little strength, getting a little zing for our triceps. So as you come into this rotation, press down through that left hand. Take two more or take a break. Good. Let your gaze go toward that upturned hand. Oh yeah. And come on back to table pose. Good. You can walk the hands a little bit forward here, and then let's take some big circles going towards the right, circling, dropping towards the outer edge of the right mat, circling the hips back towards the heels, and coming to the front of the mat. So just taking some nice big circles here around your hips. Good. Whew. And then coming on back to neutral. Find your table pose. Take a moment to press into the floor with both hands to find the triceps on those upper arms. Find your triceps, lightly engage the core, shins are heavy. Inhale, we're gonna reach that left arm up. Good. Exhale, slide through. Inhale, so we're rotating the rib cage, pressing down through the right hand. I want you to feel that tricep working there. Exhale to come through. Left side of the face briefly touches the floor. Inhale up. Good. Keeping the shoulder right over the wrist on your right hand here. Good. Good. Take this 2 more times. 1. And good. And 2. Woo. Good. Coming back to table. Let the hips drop over to the left and circle around. If you need to bring the hands a little bit forward as you take these circles, you can find that right spot for the hands. Maybe they stay under the shoulders, that might feel good. Maybe they walk a little forward, you decide. So we're going to the left, taking the circles in the other direction. Nice. Oh yeah. Good. All right. Come back into table pose. Walk the hands a hand's distance in front of the shoulders. Tuck your toes. Exhale, shift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. All right, taking some nice big pedals here, deeply bending your right knee and drawing the belly and the knee towards each other. And then straightening that right leg. Try that on the left side. So, whew. Noticing if you can feel like the shoulder blades are drawing away from the ears. So by pressing into the floor, just creating that nice V shape as the upper arms, as the top of the arms or the bottom of the arms come into the upper back, all the way down to the waist. Nice. All right, let's lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward lightly and walk your feet forward, coming into a forward fold. Feet can be hip distance apart. Hang here. Get off our wrists for a few moments. So you could clasp your elbows and rock a little side to side. You could take your hands behind your head to get a little traction for the neck here. So see what your body needs this morning. Oh, maybe it needs both. Maybe it needs a little stillness. Oh. Come back to center, bend the knees lightly. Take as much time as you need to, lightly bending the knees, tucking the tailbone towards the floor to inhale and roll yourself up into mountain pose. And take yoga pant adjusting pose. Inhale, let's reach the arms up and overhead, spin the palms to the sky, and exhale, lateral stretch over to the right. Good. Let's just stay here for a couple breaths. Good. Getting heavy through that left foot. Good, but also seeing if we can keep the hips level. Inhale, center, exhale to the left side. Yeah, so just trying to keep the hips level, that bottom half of the body level. Finding that nice opening through the intercostals, those muscles between the rib cage. Yeah. Inhaling to center. Exhale to release. Good. So we're lifting through the armpit chest. So the armpits are lifting up. The middle finger is stretching down. And take a moment again to feel your heart beating inside the circumference of your rib cage. So the front and the back of the rib cage, the sides. Feel your breath. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Stretch the chest forward, and then as you exhale, I'm going to step the right leg back, low lunge. You need a little padding for your knee. Good. Inhale, we'll reach the arms up and overhead. Nice crescent lunge. So feel a nice stretch through the front of this hip flexor, but don't let this hip flexor come too far over to the right. Keep it forward. Good. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, draw the arms open, elbows bent. So a little bit of heart opening. Maybe the gaze comes towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands to heart. And then we're going to inhale, turn towards that front left leg. So we're going to twist, arms to T. Good. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, hands to center. Inhale, twist. Good. Inhale, back to center. Good. Inhale, open. There we go. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, twist. And exhale, hands back to center. Good. So on this last one, you could bring your right hand underneath your low back and reach that left arm up and overhead. So we got the same arm lifted as that knee is bent. Good. And then with that support, sorry, we're going to switch arms. Sorry. Take that. Nope, we got that right. Yeah. And keep that left arm up, right arm behind. And then float back a little. Yeah, good. And release. Nice. Come forward, plant the hand, lift the back knee, step back, plank pose. Good. So find your plank pose here. And then let's come down on the left elbow, right under the shoulder, right elbow under the shoulder, finding a forearm plank with the toes tucked. Good. Checking in with the tube of your neck spine. Is it dropped down? Is it cranked up? Can you find the place that's just right for the crown of the head and the back of the neck while you're breathing? Breathing. Exhale, lower down. Let's take the hands underneath the side ribs. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale to release. Draw the legs together. Take the arms to flying cobra. Fingertips on the floor, elbows lightly bent. Inhale, lift up. Good. We're finding extension in the upper back. Exhale to release. Inhale, hands come back under shoulders. So option here, you could press yourself back into a plank pose, or you could press to table, and then exhale to downward facing dog. So just some options there. Lift the toes here. Oh yeah. And release the toes. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Armpits draw towards the heart. Sits bones. Lift back towards where the ceiling meets the wall. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward and step, or you could lightly hop your feet forward. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale to reverse swan, reaching arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift the chest halfway. As you exhale, step the left leg back. So find your low lunge. Good. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Nice stretch to the front of that back leg quadricep. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, take that little vinyasa. So open the chest, shoulder blades retract. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. Inhale, twist towards that right leg now. Exhaling, hands to heart. Inhale, heart opening here. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, twist. Exhaling, hands to heart. One last time here. Inhale, find that nice heart opening without taking it too much in the low back. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale to T. Good. Exhale, back to center. We're going to bring that left hand to the low back. I've got the back of the hand on the low back. Inhale, reach the arms up. Good. And then just find find whatever back bend makes sense for you today with a little support. Good. Or you could walk. Put that hand down towards that back shin if you want to, or back thigh. Good. And inhale. Come on up. Plant the hands, lift the back leg. Good. Step back, plank pose. Good. Right forearm. Find that resisting the abdominals away from the floor. So maybe it feels like the muscles pull towards your hips. Hip bones draw towards each other. We're going to bring that right knee and that right elbow and the left elbow down to the floor. You can do this on your knees. So second time, forearm plank. Lightly drawing the sternum towards the toes. So a little bit of contraction through the front body to feel the core engaged, and then lengthening through the back of the head and the heels. So feeling that opposing energy here. And then release. Nice. Set the knees down. You could either take a Sphinx pose here or Cobra. Hands under the ribs. And then we'll take a flying Cobra. So this time, good. Draw the legs together and lightly stretch them back. Good option to keep the fingers on the floor, or as you find that extension through the upper back, you could lift the fingers just a little bit to hover. So really a variation here, almost of Shalabhasana, locust pose. And exhale, release. Inhale, either table or plank pose. Exhale, down dog. Breathe here. If it feels good to breathe out through the mouth, if it feels good to make any animal noises, if you want to whinny like a horse. Inhale, we'll reach the right leg up behind you. Exhale, we're going to draw the shoulders over the wrists and draw that right knee to the right elbow and also drawing it up towards the chest. Inhale back. Good. Exhale. Forward, engage the core. So this is our core strengthening. Feel those triceps working as well. So we're pressing the floor away. Last time, knee to elbow. Inhale, reach back. Good. Exhale, step forward. Inhale into a crescent lunge. So you keep the back heel off the floor, reach the arms up and overhead. Exhaling, hands to heart. We'll try that little vinyasa. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, twist, turn towards the left, towards that bent knee. Good. Exhaling, hands to heart. Inhale, chest back and forward. Good. Exhale, twist. Sorry, I'm goofing up the breathing. So exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, open. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. Inhale to the twist, which seems counterintuitive to me. I think that's probably why I get it goofed up. Exhaling, hands to heart. Good. Nice. All right, hinging forward, you could grab a couple blocks or plant the hands at the floor. But you're going to frame the foot with the hands and straighten the front knee coming into Parshvottanasana. So just take a few moments here. Feel those hamstrings breathe. Keep the right hip drawing forward, left hip drawing back. So you could be up a little higher. You could have your hands on your hips. So please make this pose the one that's right for you today. Good. And we're going to bend the front knee and come back down to still a high lunge. Back knee stays off the floor. So we're going to move in towards a lizard pose here. So you could walk that left foot out, bring both hands in if you'd like. Good. You could turn here, and if it's available, start to let the hip move in and out a little. All right, we're going to go ahead and set the back knee down. And then you're going to take your hand to your heart and start to rotate towards the left side. Good. Option to reach that arm up is an option to continue on. You could bend that back ankle, bend that back knee, and reach for the ankle. So I've got a quad stretch here going on with my right hand reaching Sorry, my left hand reaching for my right foot. Good, but any variation along the way there. And you could do this one if you wanted to, prefer to, you could do this one in table. So you could take a table quad stretch here if you need to. Just an option, you could take a table quad stretch. Actually, probably better to take opposite arm and leg for that table quad stretch. All right, so option for a table quad stretch. All right, carefully unwind, release the back shin, walk the front foot forward, exhale, hurler stretch. Breathing here. Good. Stretching the sits bones lightly back, lengthening the heart forward, flexing the ankles. You can try to spread the toes. Try to draw the pinky toe back towards you. And then an option to walk both hands over that left leg. And then feeling any feelings that you're feeling here. Woo. Good. And then we'll walk the hands back. Good. Bend the front knee, lift the back leg. Step back to plank pose. Good. Find your plank here. Woo. Find your core. We'll stay in a regular old plank here. Good. One more breath. Exhale, press the floor away as you lower down. Good. Take the top of the feet to the floor. Inhale, cobra, sphinx. You could take an up dog here. Good. Exhale to release. Inhale, either plank or table. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Breathe. Any exhales through the mouth are fine. Any animal noises, if you want to whinny, it's all good. Good. And then inhale, lift the left leg up. Good. Exhale, shoulders come over wrist, but we still got those nice active triceps. We're bringing the knee into the tricep and also top of that thigh close to the chest. Exhale, so you're feeling the core here, hopefully. Inhale back. Try to stay square. Try not to lean over to that outer hand and leg. Good. 3 of those, and then exhale to step forward. Crescent lunge, inhaling to reach the arms up and overhead. Whew. Good. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, we'll open here. I'll get the breathing right this time. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. Inhale, we'll twist over that right leg. Exhale, hands to heart. There we go. Inhale, open the chest, a little like the robin's breath. Exhale, hands to heart. Good, keeping that front knee over the ankle. Inhale into your twist. Exhale, hands to heart. One more time. Inhale, light chest opener behind your upper and lower back. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale to the twist. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. Hinge forward, frame the front foot with your hand and straighten the front leg. So finding your pyramid pose here, Parshvottanasana. So again, perfectly fine option to keep the hands at the hips if that feels better. If you're already at the floor, it's a little hard to come up from the floor, but you can see. Good. Keep drawing the left hip forward and the right leg back to keep that nice squareness in the hips. Maybe you even feel like you're trying to draw the inner thighs together lightly. And then we'll bend the front knee, step the back leg back. So we'll find a high lunge here, walking the right foot out, finding a little lizard stretch here. Good, and then feel free if you need to, you can bring that back knee down or leave the back knee up, see what you need today. And then option here to use that right hand and open and close the right knee. But again, be kind. If this is not, if you're hypermobile here, be kind to your joints and ligaments here. Good, so no need to do that. Good, do bring that back knee to the floor now. You can take that top foot to the floor as well. Exhale, start to twist. You can bring your hand to your heart. So you can stay right here, twisting towards that right knee, feeling the zing in the tricep of that left hand. Option to reach the arm up and overhead. You can continue here. Or lastly, bend that back leg. Whoa, see if it's available to clasp the ankle to take a quad stretch here. So you're Oh, opposite arm to leg or quad stretch. Feel free, you could come into table pose. If this is too intense, come into table pose and then just use opposite arm and leg to take a quad stretch in table pose. Totally fine. Nothing wrong with that today. Good. All right, gently release that back leg and unwind. Walk the right foot in. Hands under shoulders. Exhale to hurdler stretch. Sits bones draw back. Neutral spine. Ankle flexes. Try to bring the pinky toe side of the foot towards you. And maybe walk the hands outside that right leg. So again, just checking in with compassion. If you have more of a cat stretch or cow tilt in the back, what could you do to find a more neutral spine? Find your breath, breathe here. Be glad you came to class today. Good, and then unwind. Bend the front knee. Good, tuck the back toe, step back, plank pose. Good, so option here to take a variation of wild thing. So I'm gonna actually come onto my left hand so you guys can see me here. So either a side plank, any variation of a side plank. So you know also you could take it this way. Good, so you can come into any variation of a side plank. If you wanna take the wild thing, we're gonna take that back leg, step on the heel is lifted, toes on the floor. Good, and then we're just gonna roll on that towards the sole of that front foot and open the chest. Good. And then carefully come back. Good. I'm gonna stack that top leg and come to plank. And then turn around. Now we're just gonna turn around to the other side and take a plain old side plank. Just a regular old side plank on the other side. Whew. Good, come back into plank pose. Exhale, lower to the knees. Draw the hips towards the heels, take a devotional. Woo. Breathe here, rest the forehead on the mat or on a block. Find your breath. Good, listening to yourself. Finding the courage to act. So option to stay in devotional if you need that break, otherwise making your way back into plank pose. This time we're going to take our wild thing option on the other side. So we're going to come onto the right hand, stack the feet. That top left leg comes to the floor. Heel is off, toes pressing down, and then we're continuing on into that nice little upper back bend. Good. Carefully coming back out of that. Good. And then continuing on the left hand to a side plank, if you like. Just option there. And you always know we have side plank options. Good. And back into table. Good. Shift yourself into downward facing dog. Woo. Let's lift the heels, bend the knees. Exhale, lightly hop or step the feet forward. Inhaling halfway and exhale to fold. Inhale to reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands to heart. Okay. So as you exhale your hands to heart, again, feeling the shoulder blades. Finding that place to rest on that nice support that your rib cage has met. So your shoulder blades are just setting lightly on top of the rib cage. You take your mountain pose with the fingers stretching towards the floor, armpits lifting up, finding spaciousness in the heart. Just kind of feeling the dimensionality, that cylindricalness of the rib cage. Lifting up and out. Our skin is just softly containing all of that good space. All right, so I thought we'd do a little fun with some balancing here. You might want a book or a block somewhere in the vicinity of the front of your mat. You might want a strap or a belt so you can see, and if, like I've got like two layers of my mat, I'm actually just gonna roll one up. So find a place if you wanna stand on the floor. Maybe I'll just move this out of the way. All right, so if it feels better to stand on one layer or to stand on the floor, it's gonna be challenging for me either way. All right, so we're gonna stand on that left leg and bring the right foot up. So we're just working here with a dancing Shiva. You could bring, actually, let's see, we could bring that left hand to just gently press into the right knee. Find a little isometric resistance there. So you could stay right there and take a twist, totally fine. You could option, and again here, if you want your strap, or if you want to reach with your hand, you could extend the right leg and take your twist. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm wobbling, it's too windy in here, but anyway, you take wherever you're working, bent leg or straight leg, or try again. And it's okay to fail. So taking your revolved, whoa, Padangusthasana, any variation. Good. Inhale, come on back to center. Nice, you can set the strap down, and we're gonna float forward. So here's where you may want your block. We're gonna float forward, just lift that back leg parallel to the floor. We're moving into half moon pose. So under the right hand, you could have your block at any height. You're standing on your left leg, right leg is parallel to the floor. Square off the hips. Good, take a nice yummy inhale and then exhale into your twist. So you're turning towards the left side of the room. You're standing on the left leg. Revolved half moon. Padavita Ardha Chandrasana. And then coming back down. Good. Float that back leg to the floor. Good. Bend the knees slightly and come on up to standing. I just want to show you the next one we're going to do before you do it. Next time we can, on the other side, we can kind of flow through. But since I didn't show you, I just want you to see what we're doing here. So total option. So we're going to come from our revolved half moon. We're going to set that back leg down. We're going to come to a down dog. Good. And then we're going to lift up that same leg. So we're going to lift up that same right leg. Walk the hands a little closer. Good. Bend the knee. We're going to turn the hip out to the side. And come up onto the fingertips of that right hand. So you can bring those hands in pretty close if you want. Option to reach up. Good. And clasp that right ankle with a left hand. Good. So you're standing on your, you've got your opposite arm and leg to support. So that's just an option. And again, you could take a table. You could totally take a table quad stretch if you prefer. So totally fine to take a table quad stretch. All right, good. So let's try that. If you haven't already, we'll come to down dog. Good. Down dog, yay. Coming into your down dog. All right, so I just showed you that, but we're going to do it. Down dog. Walk the hands. You can have the feet a little bit closer. Walk the hands closer. Good. We're going to lift up the right leg, open the hip to the side, bend the knee. So you can kind of start to let that heel drop over to the left. Come up onto the right fingertips and then reach back with that left hand for the right ankle. Good. So just be careful, honor your balance, keep yourself safe. Ooh. Just kind of a different way of doing that quad stretch in half, like a half bow quad stretch. Good. And release. Nice. Walk the hands back, take a forward fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold, and inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. All right, so good on you. Wherever you got with that one. Good job. Good job. Take a few breaths here. Maybe you're feeling a little more, maybe you're feeling some differences side to side. Right hip, left hip. And right rib cage, left rib cage, whatever you're feeling here, just honor that. All right, we're going to take our dancing Shiva. I'm going to lift up the left leg, pressing down through the right. So you could bring that right hand over and then just press the knee and the hand together. That's one option. And then maybe continue around twisting to the left. Good. And always the option with a belt or your hand to extend that left leg. Good. And twist. Good. Just finding your breath. Good. Finding your core here. Woo. Good. And then inhaling. Come on back to center. We're going to take that back leg behind, fold forward. Good. Have your block behind. That back leg is going to straight behind. Left hand on your block. So we're moving into our revolved half moon here. You're standing on your right leg. Left leg straight behind. Good. Left hand on a blocker. Your fingertips on the floor. Take a yummy inhale and then exhale, twisting towards the right. Standing on that right leg, twisting towards the right, left leg is lifted. Good, stretch long here. Reach to the crown of the head. Reach to the up turned fingertips. Good, exhale to release. Good, and then float the back leg down. We'll go right into that quad stretch here. So find your down dog. If you prefer to do it from table, you can make your way to table. Otherwise, let's go ahead and we'll lift the left leg, bend the knee, and open that left hip toward the side. Gently walk the hands back a little closer. Good, you're gonna come up onto those left fingertips, and if you feel stable, try to reach back, and with the right hand, grab that left ankle, clasp that left ankle. So see if you got that in you today. Good, be mindful, be safe. And then gently release that leg, make your way back into downward facing dog. Inhale, table. Good, and exhale into devotional. Whew. So I want to make a little space here. I've been meaning to for the last couple of weeks. If you would like to take an inversion, and clearly down dog is an inversion, so you could take a down dog. You could take legs up the wall if you have a wall space available. I'll give you, if you don't want to put weight on your head, but want something kind of fun, I'll give you an option. But any inversion of your choice, if you want to take headstand, let me give you the option first, and then I'll teach you headstand. So if you do not want to do legs up the wall, or you don't have something in mind, please take a straddle stretch. Good. You can hinge forward. Good. Bring the hands under the shoulders, and then just find that forward fold. Maybe you bring a block over. So you're just playing a little bit with that. Staying at the crown of the head. Could make it to the block. And maybe if you start with a block high, you work it down. Good, so just an option there. Maybe you bring the crown of the head towards the floor. So working there is a great option. It's a straddle stretch, but get you that inversion sense of the hips over the heart. Good, and then if you want to take headstand. Good. You probably want to face away from the wall. I've got a wall here. You're going to bring the forearms to the floor, interlace the hands, take the back of the head into the hands. Good. Pressing down, we're going to walk the feet forward. So that might be option A. And then option B is to kick yourself up. But if you've got a wall there, if you want to do this, if your practice is to do it without a wall, that's fine too. So option for headstand or a straddle stretch where you're feeling that crown of the head moving towards the floor. Good. But being safe. Look, I didn't have any padding under there, so that was a little hard on the crown of my head because I didn't find that. So stay there for a few breaths. If you're taking you see where if I can see, yeah. Leanne's here now, great, Rosemary. Not quite sure there. I can see the top of Marjorie's head. Okay. All right, so take the time you need for your inversion, and when you're done, you can make your way either back into that hero's pose for a few breaths. You can sit in hero's pose to just kind of settle in. You can take a devotional pose. Find your breath, breathe. Good. Feel into your rib cage. Feel the circumference, that nice big circle of the rib cage, back side of the rib cage, front side and side ribs. So come onto your sits bones and draw your knees in. That's from the side. You can draw the knees in towards the chest and give yourself a little hug. So make your way. This is kind of another variation of a devotional or a child's pose. So again, just a nice stretch for the upper back. If your feet need to be, so see how close you can get your feet. If they need to be a ways away, that's fine. And then if you can, hold on to your toes. Lift the toes and then start to slide the heels out. So you come into your Paschimottanasana, your seated forward fold. So maybe the knees stay bent here, or maybe you extend the legs and hold on to the feet. So you find what you need here, feeling into both sits bones. So again, knees could be a little more bent. You could grab your strap here if that feels like a better way for this one for you. We're finding a neutral spine, and we're finding that neck spine is going to try to align. So we're trying to draw the tube of the throat back lightly, reach lightly through the crown of the head. So just find that good neck spine alignment. So we're not dropping it down or cranking it up. We're trying to elongate through the whole back body. Whew. And then inhale to rise up. Oh, yeah. Let's take the soles of the feet together into a little bound angle here. Holding on to the ankles or taking the fingertips behind the hips, whatever feels right here. And then again, just gently, like you're trying to squish a ball down with those thighs, trying to bring the thighs a little closer to the floor, trying to draw the shoulder blades back without lifting them up towards the ears. So again, you could do that all, maybe feeling the sits bones press down, outer thighs gently press down, as long as this is okay for your knees. Good. Bound angle, Baddha Konasana, cobbler's pose. And then release, take your hands to the knees, draw the knees together. Move any props out of the way. Although actually, if you do have a couple blocks, I'm just gonna say, you might wanna keep those sort of close, just on an option here. Knees are bent, let's roll down vertebra by vertebra. One more for the core here. Walk the feet a little closer to the hips and take them just a little bit wider apart towards the outer edge of the mat. Arms to T and windshield wiper the knees side to side. And then coming over to the right side, good. Leave the knees flopped. You could look towards the left. You could bring that bottom leg, that right leg onto the left thigh for a little more oomph in your twist. So long as that's okay for your lumbar. I feel a nice stretch through the front of my hip flexor, the top of my thigh. I feel it a little bit through the side ribs into the armpit. Unhook the right ankle. If it's hooked, bring the knees to center. But let the knees float over to the left. Gaze can come to the right, and that bottom left leg can hook over just above the knee on the right thigh. Good. Again, being careful if your low back is saying anything unpleasant to you here, maybe unhook that leg. And just feel into releasing anything that you can release. Unhook the left ankle, bring both knees back to center. Good, draw the knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug, rocking side to side. Good, keep the left knee hugged in, extend the right leg out. Good, if you want a little core more, if you're done for the day, rest that right leg on the floor and keep the head and shoulders on the floor. If you want a little more, keep that right leg lifted lightly. Exhale, bring the forehead towards the knee here. So just feeling a little engagement in the core. Pavana Muktasana here, one-legged wind reliever. Good. And then release the shoulders and head to the floor. Draw the right leg back, extend the left leg. Any option, left leg can rest on the floor or float a few inches off. Option to exhale, curl up, bringing the forehead towards the right knee. Oh yeah, feeling the core tone. Yeah. And release, rolling the upper back spine down. Bring both knees in, good. All right, happy baby. Rock a little side to side. You could I've been liking rocking to one side and extending that leg and keeping the other leg bent, so you can try that. Kind of one-legged. One leg extended, happy baby as you rock. But anything is good here. And then an option, if you'd like to, in Shavasana, that's why I suggested if you have a couple blocks, you can come into Supta, supine bound angle. So you could draw the soles of the feet together. You could bring the blocks underneath your thighs or knees. And take supine bound angle for Shavasana or any pose that's right for you today. So laying on your belly, your back, legs up the wall. If you didn't get a chance to do legs up the wall because you took a different inversion earlier, this is a great time to take legs up the wall. So wherever you feel comfortable. I'm going to sit up and hold space for everyone, but you're going to be comfortable in Shavasana. It's finding the courage to listen to your own heart, to feel the rhythm of your breath. It's finding the courage to listen, to be present, to feelings, thoughts, and emotions without needing to push them away and without needing to hold on to them. So that is not easy. To welcome them and let them move through you, particularly the unpleasant feelings, but even the pleasant feelings, just kind of acknowledge and let them move through. To welcome without gripping. Just feeling back into your body, feeling your body as it rests wherever it rests, and beginning to take any movement, or if you want to stay in Shavasana, you can stay in Shavasana and turn us off. Mute me. When you're ready, if you're working in bound angle, you can draw the knees together and carefully roll to your side. And then coming back up into any comfortable sitting position. If you want to sit with that, the Purna Hridaya, the full heart mudra, we interlaced the first knuckles of the fingers with the right finger towards the heart. We press the thumbs together, and you kind of get a little bit of a heart shape there. Resting the hands in front of the heart. Just finding the courage that lies in each of us to listen and to take action for social justice. Courage to right the wrongs that need to be righted. Namaste. All right, thanks so much for coming today. I so appreciate that you choose to practice, with a Y and with me. It's looking like we're moving towards getting a schedule together probably for that second week in June. So I've gotten a call back and I'm talking about some class schedules, so we may have a chance to do some in-person classes at the Y. With 9 of us and me, that would make 10, and some other instructors, so they're putting together a schedule, and I think they're still going to do we'll still do some streaming classes because we won't have the capacity to welcome everybody back to classes, and everybody may not want to come. So keep your eyes peeled for information about that. And again, just thanks for coming. So appreciate you all. Have a good week. Have a good day. All right.
Thank you, Shauna. I've been taking some of your recorded classes.
Oh, great. And who is this? I'm sorry.
This is Rosie.
Oh, Rosie. Okay. Oh, great, Rosie.
Yeah.
Good. Oh, good.
Yes. Yeah. Hi there. So thank you so much.
Uh-huh.